Let me play this longer clip when Stephen A. really comes all the way out of the closet, and it should become crystal clear who he's speaking for and why he's demonizing the American sports fan. Play the clip.
He basically accused folks of attacking and targeting, rather, black Americans. He said, quote, "I just don't like the talk around the USA versus European style of how you approach the game," Durant told ESPN. "All I hear is AAU is destroying the game. The Euros do it right while the Americans do it wrong. It's a lot of bullshit with that. I can read between the lines on that. It's a shot at black Americans. We're controlling the sport. They're tired of us controlling the sport. France is coming for you. Really? We smacked them boys." End quote. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you I'm 10 toes down on this with Kevin Durant. He's 1,000% right. America, when you talk about globalizing the sport, certainly money has everything to do with it. Okay? Well, a lot to do with it. But the other part in globalizing your brand is whitening the sport too.
Stephen A's arguing that you, me, but not really me, but you and other white fans, like, hey, we wouldn't watch the NBA. These white fans wouldn't watch the NBA unless Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic and these white Europeans were here. And I think that's BS. I don't think white fans were crying out for these foreign-born players to come whiten up the league.
Well, look, Jason, I obviously disagree with his premise there. I mean, I was born in the mid-'80s. Like, I came up watching Jordan. Kobe Bryant's my favorite athlete of all time by far. Like, I think, look, you talk about the NBA peaked with Jordan, and of course it did, but it's not like it was a wash or a terrible or a degraded product after Jordan left. Like, that era, like from the early 2000s till like 2012, led by Kobe Bryant, had Tim Duncan in it, Kevin Garnett, like 3 of the 15 greatest players ever. In my estimation, Duncan and Kobe, like 2 top 6 players all time. Like, that was a tremendous era of NBA basketball that still hovered right around the, not quite reaching the peaks of Jordan, but it was still an excellent product with a lot of intrigue, and the viewership was still quite high during that period of time. So it really didn't, the drop off in popularity and viewership and so forth didn't really occur till like after those guys kind of aged out, or when they were like kind of in their dwindling ends of their careers, and like the LeBron, Kevin Durant, speaking of him, and Steph Curry era began. That's really when the NBA product started declining and popularity and viewership dipped with it. Let me just say this about Durant too, by the way. This is what I find, and this is my takeaway on his take. Generally, it's the people that are playing the race card and trying to race bait. They're actually the racist ones. Like, Kevin Durant has to talk about Euros versus Americans like it's black and white, but he's the one that's making it that way. When he went on his little tirade about why the All-Star game stinks, when he was on the press in his post game, or I think it was before the game, his press conference before the All-Star game took place, he specifically targeted just Jokic and Luka. He didn't say all Euros or Euros don't take this game seriously. He said, look, why are you asking me if I'm going to try hard, to a reporter? Why are you asking me if me and the old heads of the NBA are going to try hard? Look at Luka and look at Jokic. Those guys are the ones that have destroyed the All-Star game. Those are the guys that aren't trying hard. He didn't say Euros. He specifically targeted the 2 best white Euros. So he is the one that is invoking the race card and race baiting. It's not everybody else that he thinks.
Dre, that's an interesting point, Scap, but I may return to it. But Dre, I wanted to specifically, here's my point about Stephen A. The fans are the bad guys. They drove. Kevin Durant and these guys should be mad at the fans because the NBA had to go global to attract these racist fans. And my contention is, no, David Stern came up with a strategy of globalization in partnership with Nike. And Nike is the real driving force in basketball. Nike's bigger than the NBA. The NBA exists to sell Nikes and other gym shoes. And so to sit here and to make the argument, KD, be mad at the fans. It's these racist fans, not David Stern, not Adam Silver. That's what really triggers me.
I don't think there's anybody to be mad at all, because while we can argue that the product of the NBA, some say it has gotten worse, but the money has continued to go up. It's been going up every year for the last 40 years. The players are making more money than they've ever made before. They are more popular. Yes, the TV ratings are down, but we can chalk that up to cord cutting, people getting their highlights from the internet. So people are still consuming the game. And there's no racism in the fans. The fans just want to see the best product. We want to see the best players, whoever they happen to be. We want to see the best competition. And a lot of fans, the diehard fans, they either follow players who they like or they follow teams that they like. And we want to see the best performers. So whoever they are, wherever they come from. But Stephen A's argument, I think it sounds a little bit, he's doing what he has to do. I mean, he works at a certain company. There are certain angles that work there. There's certain angles that work on the internet and TV. I mean, proof positive is the fact that we're having this segment right here, Jason. It worked. They got people's attention. That's the business that he's in. It's not necessarily the business of the best argument. It's the business of which argument draws attention and gets other people talking about it. That is part of his business. It doesn't make him bad or good. It just means he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Makes him bad, Dre. Makes him bad. And there is now back to Scap, your point about Jokic and Doncic. Here's why I think you're right. Is because what Kevin Durant and LeBron James and everybody can see is the league is about to be Wembanyama's. That he's the next big thing. And he's not calling out Wemby. He's calling out these two white guys. But the guy that's actually going to be the face and the star and the draw of the league is a black guy from France. And these guys, again, we're all into this mentality of, hey, we built this. The WNBA, black women built this whole thing, and the face of the league should be a black woman. And trust me, these guys think like women. They got the same thoughts. That a black American should be the face of the NBA. We built this. And they're about to be replaced by Wembanyama, but he doesn't have the balls to call that out. He racializes it with Luka and Nikola Jokic. That I think you're on a sound argument there.
And the same look, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who, yes, he is African. He was born and raised in Greece, which is why the Greek Freak is his nickname, of course. But look, Giannis was the one. He became, you could make a case LeBron was still the best player in the NBA around 2019. Giannis took over in 2020. He was undeniably the best player in the league, in the world at that point. Then swiftly after that, like 2 years after that, Jokic basically ripped it off Giannis. So essentially, there's been a forerunner that has been by far the best player in the world for like 6 years now running. And Nikola Jokic, again, he's shattering all-time records right now, obliterating. Like things that like you have to go back to Will Chamberlain, and then even Wilt wasn't even doing it. Stuff that Jokic is doing right now. And he gets no press for it. In fact, he gets more criticism than praise at this stage of his existence in the NBA. But the reason why I think my larger point of why I'm saying it's racist, these guys can obviously play. Like Nikola Jokic is clearly the best player on the planet. He deserves to be in the best league that the planet has to offer. So by Stephen A. Smith co-signing Kevin Durant's premise here that these white Europeans basically should have just stayed where they're at, well, that in and of itself is racist. Like, look, if these guys were bums and couldn't play, and the NBA was just bringing in these scrubbish white players from European areas that were clearly lesser than the NBA talent and the American-born NBA players are, then I'm with them all full-heartedly. Like, that is ridiculous. That is racist. If you're bringing in white scrubs that can't play only to appease a white audience. But in fact, what they're saying is these white guys that are the best players on the planet, they shouldn't be allowed in the NBA. Because why? Because they're white? Because they're foreign? That is racist. Like, am I on crazy pills right now?
No, you're not. But primarily where we're headed with this conversation and this argument, and Stephen A. Simping for Adam Silver and David Stern, he doesn't want to take responsibility, but the black players are about to start sounding like the black WNBA players. we did this, we built this, how dare you center Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans. Indiana Fever fans are the worst people on the planet. I'm from Indiana. I'm an Indiana Fever fan. We're the worst people on the planet because we like Caitlin Clark, and we come out in droves for Caitlin Clark. This is what is annoying me, is the easy target of blaming nameless, faceless fans and basically just saying it's white people and it's their racism that's driving the league. And I think white Americans would love for Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and these guys and whoever's next, Anthony Edwards, whoever's to take responsibility for the league, be the face of the league, be the biggest stars of the league, play 75, 80 games a year, play hard in the NBA All-Star game. They would love it. But the players have refused to do it, and now they're mad that the league and social media influencers are looking around saying, hey, if Wembanyama's going to do it, let's get behind Wembanyama.